Oh, good morning to you, good morning. It's Friday, 24th of July, 2020. Yeah, what have we done so far today? Not very much. Fed the cats again, drank tea, fed the cats, drank more tea. Went to the shop, picked up 3 lengths of timber, cut them to longer than I need, but not as long as they come from the shop. Ready to start putting in the next ones. Now, a lot of jobs end up as sort of chicken and egg. You know, what do you do first? And quite often the job actually tells you what you're going to do first. What I did last night after I stopped filming stuff is I made good that end of the wall where that end of the timber will go. That's a mixture of show and stone. Nothing clever, just sort of, you know, squash it in. But I think the next job for me this morning will be to make this good. And while we're at it, we won't just do for that one, we'll do for that one as well. So we'll give it all a sweep out, get rid of all of the loose and the horror, and then we'll start putting some stone and gluing stone back in to give me something to sit the beam on. I think that's the next thing to do. Well, I guess it's a good morning from them and a good morning from me. I've already fed them once, but yeah, they'll be after me again shortly. But in the meantime, just have a scratch. That's always good, isn't it? That black and white one sort of looks at you quite accusingly. Oh. It's a good place to sit. Oh dear. Right, what is it today? It is... I really should unzoom before I turn round, shouldn't I? It is Saturday. Oh, crikey. 25th? I'll go and check. Yes, it's the 25th of July 2020, and I've got a lot to do today. Yeah, always got a lot to do today. Feast day of St. James the Apostle. Not that that's going to cause me lots of work, far from it, although something to think about. But before we get stuck into cutting timber and all of that other sort of stuff, I just think we should take a few moments to perambulate the grounds and see what's happening. I think all of us should do that in our own lives, our own gardens, and just see the beauty that surrounds us. I think that's absolutely delightful. Yeah. This sort of straggly straw-coloured thing is a yellow iris that hopefully next spring will give us a bit of a show. Like a lot of things in this garden, it was the generosity of friends. One of my friends had been working in their garden and just said to me, "Would you like a yellow iris?" Actually, she didn't say that. She said, "Désirez-vous un iris jaune?" And I said, yes, Of course I would. I've got space to plant irises. I've got space to plant many things. There's Eveline. I guess she's going to go and let the chickens out. That always makes a joyful noise first thing in the morning. Oh. They work very hard. That collection of buildings is the home of my neighbour Alan. And what a beautiful, beautiful display it is all along the front of his house. Baskets with flowers and roses growing up the fence of his potagers, his vegetable garden. Yeah. Peaceful, isn't it? A lot of this job is sort of, okay, what have I got to do next? Oh, yeah, okay, come to join us. Yeah, I opened the door. Mum's not happy. The kittens have run right the way through the house, and yeah, we'll have to chase them back home later on. Now, the next problem I have is this beam here. And I sort of keep looking at it thinking that's got to come down, and then I sort of keep thinking, but at the moment that's my my light source in here. And oh, fairy footsteps somewhere. Ah, there we are. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, what are we going to do? There's a man standing there. Yeah, I left it there simply to leave that light fitting. But if I don't take it down now, it's going to be a real pain in the neck, because obviously as I progress with these, I reduce the amount of space I've got for swinging this when I drop it. So that's going to be my next job. And to start with, I'm going to de-nail it. Is that necessary? No, but doesn't it make it a much nicer job if you do? When you start heaving chunks of oak, and this one's an oak beam, if you've got nails sticking out of it all over the place, you can do yourself a lot of mischief. So the first job will be to pull all of the nails out, or those that just won't come in, batter them in so they're not a risk. Do something with this light fitting, which works incidentally. It shouldn't, but it does. And yeah, that's my next game. Now, while I'm at this job, I thought I might show you this. I am assured that this type of wiring stopped in the 1960s. The idea is you've got a wooden conduit with 3 wires, and obviously a live, neutral and earth, and I don't call them that here, phase. Anyway, 3 wires, and they sort of run all sorts of places around the house, and they've got fuse boxes throughout the system. And the way you couple things up on this sort of work is like that. So that's a bare I'm not going to touch it, don't worry. He said, where's my finger gone? That is bare. Now, it's true that I've lashed into it a bit of new 3-core, which supplies the electric for the lights in the barn. That's a temporary lash-in job. These wires did originally run right the way along, and then they ran down the wall, and then they ran down through a hole in the wall into the barn. And what I've done is I've lashed some modern insulated 3-core. Why did I use 3-core on what's basically a 2-core system? Because this is a lighting circuit. Well, I used 3-core because, funnily enough, 3-core was cheaper than 2-core. Yeah, just a matter of folding over the earth and leaving it alone. But there we are. I think before I touch that, I'm going to go and press the disjoncteur, which cuts all of the electric to the whole house. I think that's possibly a good idea. Wow. Well. Yeah, we're going to count this as a success. Yeah, what was it Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said? Only light can defeat darkness, only love can defeat hate. Something like that. But there we are. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm now going to tidy up and remove some of this rather interesting wiring. Now, it must be said that the new circuit is at best a temporary rig, but you know, it's somewhat better than what I'm taking out. So yeah, happy with that.